Okay, I'm going to show you how to wire a three-way switch loop. If you look at a three-way switch, you'll see two screws on one side and the common screw on the other side. And if you look at the four-way switch, you have two screws on both sides. On this three-way switch, there's a line between these two, so these are the travelers. So the one that's by itself is the common, and you can see how it is a different color than the other two. So we have power coming in on this wire. This is the wire that's going to the lights. And this is one switch, and this is going to the other switch. So I'll show you how we put this together. Okay, so we'll get all our ground wires together here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 ground wires. So we'll twist them all together. You want to get your twist all nice and even. Clip them off so they're all even at the You gotta look at the top, make sure all 4 copper wires are even at the top. We'll put the crimp sleeve on, and we'll crimp them like this. Okay, so now we'll strip our wires here. This is the power coming in. This black and white is the power coming in. And these are the red and the white we're going to use as the travelers. So we will connect them together. Okay, so this is the white from one switch, and this is the white from the other switch. So we'll put these two together. I'll get the insulation even at the bottom and the copper even at the top. See how I got them even there? And I'll put the wire nut on. And I'll make sure that the insulation goes up inside the wire nut. Now we have our 2 red wires. I'll do the same thing here. I'll get the, okay, one is considerably longer than the other, so I will clip it a little shorter here. Okay, now both are the same length. Get the top even, get the bottom even. Okay, now we have a black one going to to the switch and the black one coming back from the switch. So we'll get these wires stripped and ready. These two here are the power. And these two are for the lights. Or if you want to think of these two here as this being the light fixture in the box, or it could be wired after the box. So these two are the light. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the white wire from the power, and that's going to go to the white wire for the light. So we can clip this a little shorter so that they're even. Okay, this is the black one from the power. That's going to be the black one that goes to the first switch. So we've got our insulation even at the top, or insulation even at the bottom, and our copper even at the top. And we'll wire nut them together, holding them stable so that the wires don't move and the wire nut grabs both of them. And sometimes you get a bad wire nut without a spring. So let's line those up again, get the copper even at the top, insulation even at the bottom, and there we go. Now the black coming back, and you can use the push-in wire connectors. They work the same as, they do the same thing as the wire nuts. So the black one from the second switch can go to the black one that goes to the lights. So I'll bring the camera up close so you can take a closer look at that. And you can see how the copper goes into the top of that connector, and make sure you feel it bite before you push it in. And you want to make sure the insulation goes up to the bottom of the orange and into the orange just a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to wire the three-way switch. So both of them are wired the same. So first we will strip our wires about 1 inch so we get a nice connection around the screws. These are the pressure lock terminals here. And I'll put my wire, there's a strip gauge on the back of the switch here. So I'll look at the So I got my wire stripped to the length of the strip gauge. So the black is the common. So that is going to go to the screw that's a little is darker than the other two. Now the red and the white for the travelers, that does not make a difference which screw you put them on. The common is the only one that's critical because the power goes into the common and then it goes out of the common. And both switches are done exactly the same way. And the ground wire just goes around the green screw to ground the strap on the switch. So I'll bring the camera up close so you can take a look at that. Okay, so this is one side of the switch. There's the grounded side of the switch. And there's the other side. Okay, so for the switches, we have to put what's called a mud ring on the box. And we can just push these wires into the box and we'll fold the ground wires up so it stays away from the terminals on the side. So when we come back, I'll show you how to wire the 4-way switch. Okay, so this is a 4-way switch. It has 2 screws on both sides, and it says input here, output down here. I'll bring it up close so you can see. So first, we'll get our ground wires together first. You want to make sure your wires are all nice and straight when they go into those push-in connectors. There's one. 2. And here's 3. Okay, since our red and whites are the travelers, they'll be going on the switch. And the 2 black wires we'll put together. So we want to make sure we have our wires even. Okay, so we're going to be putting these wires on screws, so we're going to have to strip these a little bit longer. So we'll take from the first pair of wires. We're going to have to open our screws. Okay, so we'll put our this pair here. From the one switch, and then this is coming from the other switch. We'll put it down here. Now we'll put our 2 red wires on the other side. So we're going to take the red that's from this switch, we'll put it down here on the same down here. And the red wire from this pair up here. And it doesn't matter which pair you put on the top and which pair you put on the bottom. Okay, so I'll bring the camera up close so you can see how it's done. Okay, so here is one side of the switch. Here is the other side of the switch. Grounds are together. The blacks are together. And see the two on the top? They go in and they go to this cable. And the red and the white from this one on the bottom come up and they go to this cable over here. Alrighty, so we can finish by putting this mud ring on, so we can fold this into the box. And you want to keep the ground wire down low away from the connections. And you would just simply screw the switch into the box. Peace. Thanks for watching.